Happy Friday. I cannot believe it's almost fall. Technically, not another week. September 21st.
I don't know when fall starts. I know when spring starts, and I know when summer starts. Spring starts March 20th. It's my sister's birthday.
First day of fall is the 22nd.
You were
the
close.
21st. I was close.
You were very close. I lied. I don't know the first day of summer. I thought I did. June 6th?
All I know is that when we hit September 1st, I essentially think it's fall and everything pumpkin should come out and we should have all the great smelling things that now are toxic and I can't smell and I'm very sad about it, but I'm going to find new ones.
I found a pumpkin spice candle.
Okay.
Yep. I'm going to try it out probably this weekend. I got it yesterday. By the way, crazy story. So I come inside. So Nick's been out of town, so I've been trying to manage both kids and put Taylor to bed really early last night. She was super tired. And Carson went inside after like all the kids were done playing outside. And I'm like outside finishing up watering the lawn, putting away all the toys. And I come inside and the Amazon box that we had brought inside was opened. And I was like, Carson, how did you open the Amazon box? He was like, I used a knife. I was like, I'm sorry, what? And luckily the child didn't slice himself, but I was like, Carson, you can like, and I didn't know how to be like not upset with him because obviously he thought he was like, he didn't do anything wrong per se.
Yeah.
But then he showed me he used a butter knife and I was like, okay, well, less dangerous, but also like more dangerous because you probably had to try harder to open it. Like, oh my God.
Marcus gets his little scissors that we used to cut his fingernails out. And now he's gone from that to we should punch the box because daddy punches the box to open it. But he also has his own just like plastic knives or whatever. I feel bad opening Amazon gifts or boxes when he's not home because even if it's not for him, he just likes the experience of
Carson.
it. So
Carson was waiting. There was an Amazon driver on our street and Carson literally stood with his arms crossed at the edge of the driveway, just waiting for him to stop at our house. It's like, God.
Marcus straight up goes out to the end of the driveway and is like, give me my boxes. Like, he's like, I'm here for it. Give it to me. Everything is mine, you know, because when you're three, you run the world.
Yep.
All right. So we are talking today about the fact that y'all need to stop waiting. Whoever you are that's maybe listening to our podcast and dealing with all of these symptoms and not doing anything about it.
Or you've even had a protocol given to you and you're not doing the protocol. You've been given the answers and you're not, you know, or you've had testing. You've been told what's going on. You know the symptoms. You're trying to manage them, but you just keep either not changing the nutrition protocol that you're on, not taking the supplements that you were told to take, not buying into the investment that you know is the thing that you can change your life with because life's too busy or because money's a little tight. You know, we just had to put this repair on or whatever is going on. One thing that I have always learned about money, it will always work out. When things unexpectedly happen, and like we've had a lot of unexpectedly happen things lately. Our garage door broke. That was $3,000. Carson ran into someone's car with his tricycle. That was $1,000. Like we've had a lot of random things pop up that are very large expenses that I would not like to be having going on. It's going to be figured out. Like we're going to figure it out. I will get past it. I'm not going to give up, you know, my healthy diet and shopping every week for food. I'm not going to give up my workouts. Like I'm not going to give up things that I know are important to me and my health because things got hard or busy or whatever it is. You have to realize that if you're waiting for things to not be busy, guess what's going to happen? If things don't, or things do calm down at some point and you do start that thing, guess what you're going to do when things get busy again? You're going to stop doing that thing because you never learned how to implement it when things were busy or stressful.
Yeah, honestly, if you're waiting for things to calm down to the point where like you're just all of a sudden going to have all the stars align and magically, you know, have all of this time back into your days, probably when you're dead. Or you're in a really bad place and you're in the hospital and you're in a disease state and you're in a forced slowdown. And you guys, like, I love every single person that listens to this podcast. And sometimes we just have to lay out the hard truth. That is what happens. We have clients that come to us that are basically like, I don't even want to get out of bed. My depression and my anxiety has gotten so bad. My digestive issues are terrible. I don't want to go out to eat with my family and friends because I'm afraid that I'm not going to make it to a bathroom, right? Like, these things are not okay. And I'm sorry, but there is no price tag that you can put on health and feeling well. Mm-mm. And so at the end of the day, time is also something that you never get back, right? There's no price tag for time. You're never going to get the time back that you've wasted waiting for the perfect time. because it does not exist. And you'll hear all of the greats talk about how the perfect time doesn't exist. I'm not here to be woo-woo about that today. We're here to be honest with you that the longer that you wait, the longer that you say, I'm going to start this in the next, 2 or 3 months, or I'm going to try to, get some of these foundational habits put into place before I start working with somebody, or before I get testing done, or before I actually start doing the things that I really need to do that are impactful to my health. And then you don't do those things. And then you look back and it's 6 months down the line and you've wasted another 6 months not doing anything. Maybe symptoms are worse. Maybe you've gained more weight. Who knows, right? That's for you to evaluate. Every single one of you is in a different place. And at the end of the day, we all go through seasons and we get that. Right now it's back to school. It's been a busy time for a lot of people, a lot of teachers. Kids' schedules are changing. Life is stressful, right? If, you were kind of off all summer and your kids were off all summer and you didn't have really a routine. I've seen a lot of the memes and the reels on Instagram of like, all of a sudden we're going to have 6 different things in our schedule and we didn't do anything to prepare for it. Like, we get that it's a stressful time, but we all go through these seasons. Mm-hmm. However, there's still something that you can do for yourself in every single season if you choose to do so.
Yeah, it's just, you guys, the reason that Liz and I are so fired up about this is because we see the amazing results that people get when they actually commit to something. Like when you actually put your mind to it and you don't have any excuses anymore and you decide to do it no matter what gets thrown at you, no matter what ends up coming in terms of stress or unexpectedness or whatever, and actually commit to something, and not only commit to it, but give yourself the chance to do it for long enough for it to be effective. It's amazing what happens for people. Like it is truly amazing. And, sure, sometimes the first, thing you implement doesn't work how you want it to, or things can sometimes get worse before they can get better. But you have to trust that you are on the right path. And if you're working with the right people, if you feel good about what you're doing, like you probably know if you're on the right path or not. Sometimes there's bumps in the road. Absolutely. But guess what happens? You always learn from those. You don't learn from when you're sitting on your ass, not doing anything, because you're like, nah, I'm not motivated. It's not the right time. There's so much going on. Maybe in a couple months, maybe, at this point, maybe after the holidays. Why not just wait until the new year? Like, we're already into fall. Next thing you know, it's going to be Thanksgiving and the holidays. Like, we cannot keep prolonging the action we take that gets us to a place where we're happier, better, more confident, healthier, symptom-free, like whatever it is that you feel is your burden right now. Or you can sit there and you can keep waiting. Like you've probably been waiting for years, if not decades, to really take action on something. Or you can make a change, because there is no right time. There is never, ever, ever a right time. And even if it feels like the right time, you'll probably make it like 2 or 3 days, and then you're gonna be like, well, shit, something happened again. Mm-hmm. Do you choose in that moment to keep going and figure it out? Or do you choose in that moment that, no, I'm going to wait another couple weeks. I'll wait until Monday. I'll wait until the first of the month. I'll wait until the first of the year. Like, what does it turn into?
Yeah, something weird about like the first of the month, first of the year, or Mondays for some people. It's like, by the way, the week starts on Sunday. But, what I think about is 2 things. Number one is the time is going to pass either way. So you either are going to get closer to your goals, or you're going to stay in the same place or further away from where you want to be, because things are going to get worse, or we're going to gain more weight, or whatever the situation might be. And the second thing I think about is the fact that this decision is ultimately up to you, and it only takes you making a choice. And then you own that choice and you decide. Every single decision that I have made that has been scary has been worth it. If I decide that I'm going to do 75 hard, I didn't have that time allotted in my day, right? 45 minutes outside, 45 minutes inside to work out. And then all the other things that came along with 75 hard that all took time. Guess what? I figured it out. Becca figured it out. We got it into our schedules. It was the decision to start, and then it's figure it out. Not every single day is going to be perfect, and that's okay. But it's the decision that you need to take that you are avoiding making, right? You need to take time to make that decision. What's worth it to you? And then I think too is understanding why this matters to you, because you can't on one hand complain about the things that, are not going well in your life, or the results that you're not getting because you're not doing anything about it. And then on the other hand, say that you have these massive goals and like, yeah, I want to lose 50 pounds and I want to stop pooping myself and I want to sleep through the night and I want to have normal periods or whatever that might be. Like, these things are ultimately because of the decisions that you've made or not made. And so that's what I think about is the time's going to pass either way. Where do you want to be in 6 months from now?
Mm-hmm. And I also ask, like, is it really hard? Is it? Like, for example, tracking your food. Believe me, we have lots of people that we've worked with in the past, and just like that I talk to in general. Tracking, I kept forgetting, or like I just didn't have time. I was really busy. Like, is tracking your food really that hard in the grand scheme of things? If tracking your food can help you identify maybe what's causing your bloating, or why you only go to the bathroom, or even understanding and realizing, oh, wow, I only go to the bathroom every 2 to 3 days. I didn't realize that was actually a thing. I thought that I was going more regularly than that. Like, when we actually start paying attention to things, you uncover a whole lot that you probably didn't realize about yourself or your health or your symptoms. And so, like, I challenge you. Is it really that hard? Every day I get to probably midday and I'm like, oh, shoot, I haven't tracked my food today. And then I go back and track, because I know, especially after 75 hard, I tend to favor more of like the under eating side, just because we get busy during a day, have lots of calls, whatever's going on. And I know when I don't eat enough, my digestion takes a hit, my recovery takes a hit, my sleep takes a hit, my hormones are at a level I don't want them at. And so I know I need to eat more. And so I go into that as soon as it hits my mind of, oh, shoot, I didn't track. Set an alarm for yourself. Put a Post-it note on your lunch that you bring to work or on the refrigerator. Track your food. All you got to do every time you go to open the refrigerator or the pantry, you see, track your food. So there's no excuse to, I didn't remember. Or take your supplements, get a supplement box, put them in there so that you keep the things in place that you know are going to help you heal. Or just commit. Like, put a date in your mind and do it. Start small if you have to, but like, just commit to yourself to doing something versus, no, I didn't do it again. I'll try again tomorrow. I'll try again next week. Like, no, this is what I always tell myself. I didn't do it again. I'll try it again later. Like, no, don't take that as an answer from yourself anymore, because guess what? You're the only one that is allowing that. You are in control. No one else. No one's going to push you out the door to go exercise. No one's going to shove the right food in your mouth and hit the bad food out of your hand. Whatever it is, like, you are the one in control. And so you're the one deciding you're never going to take action.
You know, I think when you talk about, I keep forgetting, I think we have to recognize it's just not a priority right now. You wouldn't just, some people I think have done this in the past, and hopefully nobody's doing this now, but you wouldn't just forget your kid at the store, would you? Would you just forget to feed your kid? Would you just forget to change their diaper? Would you just forget to brush their teeth? Like, probably not, because that kid's your priority and you love them. So when you tell me that I'm just forgetting, you're basically telling me as a practitioner or somebody who, is listening to, as an outsider, that it's not a priority. Because you guys, you have every freaking tool in the toolbox available to you that you can put into place to remind you to drink your water, to take your supplements, to track your food. You have a cell phone in your hand probably 90% of your day. You've got your email up. You've got a calendar probably that you use. Maybe you write things down in a paper journal. Who knows? However you run your life, whatever you use to run your life, to manage all of the kids' sports, what your husband's doing, if he's traveling, when you're traveling for work, all those things, right? All those are a priority. And so they get taken care of. The real issue is you're not a priority yet.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in a worse off place that you feel that you need to take action. And that's why you keep stumbling. And that's just the honest to God truth. You've got to get to a place where you want it bad enough that you're willing to put yourself first. You're willing to have conversations with other people and say, hey, I'm going to invest in myself, because we invest in everybody else all day long, every single day. Your energy, your time, your finances for a lot of people, right? It's time for you to start investing in yourself. If you want to get to a different place, you need to invest in yourself. You need to take the time to prioritize yourself and care for yourself.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, too, like, that takes practice, guys. You're not just going to wake up tomorrow. Most people are not going to. There are some people that, sure, I think hit a rock bottom and, like, literally their mindset just flips overnight to where they accept nothing less. But it takes practice. Like, you have to practice deciding you, like, picking you over other people or other things. That is not something that just naturally comes, especially when you're in a place where you haven't been doing it for the past months, years, decades. Like, you have to wake up and be like, you know what? Normally I say no to this, but I'm going to say yes today. Normally I don't pack my lunch. I'm going to pack it today. Like, I'm going to take the extra time. And it takes doing that over and over and over again until it just is second nature to you to prioritize yourself. Because it's not just going to be something that 99% of the time, you know, you're going to wake up tomorrow. Yeah, I actually feel like doing it today. No, believe me, I didn't feel like waking up and working out today. It wasn't a great workout, but I mustered through it because I knew I would feel better after, and I did. And it kept me on my schedule for the week. It kept me on my routine for the week, and I'm able to move on to the next day. Like, it took me deciding this morning, pick me. Pick that time that I want to do it. I said I was going to do it. I could have stayed in bed, but then I would have woken up in chaos when my children woke up and been frustrated with myself. So even though the decision is hard in the moment, think about the investment that you get out of it and the long-term benefit that it brings you. Don't just think in the moment. Think, this is bringing me long-term. This is who I want to be long-term. So that means me thinking beyond just this moment right now, and make the decision for your future self that you are starting to create today.